is very dear to me, as I volunteer with Blue Star Families and their Caregiver Empowering Caregiver program for many years, and I continue to collaborate with them. I recently was invited to their weekly show. So here to share some of that great program, straight from Missouri, Miss Tassombra Ty Kimes, Chapter Director of Blue Star Families and veteran caregiver. Welcome.
Thank you, Nalita. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Thank you, Veteran Spouse Network, as well as Nalita. I am thrilled to be a guest today, and I'm honored to share Blue Star Families programs and resources with all of you today. I am Ty Kimes, the Missouri Blue Star Family Chapter Director, and as you can see on this slide, I have an extensive military background. Military life is in fact all that I have ever known. Like many of you on here, Nalita, Sean, Ashley, I'm a military spouse, but I'm also a military caregiver, which essentially is what led me to Blue Star Families. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about that. Let me just go ahead and go to my screen. So my caregiving journey is, many of you can probably relate it. It's been an adventure. I remember getting a phone call from a friend of mine and a fellow FRG leader, and informing me that my husband had been injured in an IED blast. And it was a tough phone call to take. And I didn't realize it at the time, but that was that very moment that I would carry the caregiver title. If you're anything like me, you're not really looking for titles, you're just looking for help. And it took years later that I actually ran into a friend who told me about Blue Star Families. So she told me about Caregivers Empowering Caregivers, the Blue Star Books programs, and quite honestly, she didn't really need to tell me anything else because I was sold. I had actually found where I belong. So I'm going to tell you all about Blue Star Families, so don't worry, I'm not going to stop at those two programs, but I do want you to keep in mind three things: belonging, connection, and sharing. We're going to come back to those. So in 2009, a group of military spouses got together and they realized that there was a number of needs that were not being met, in addition to voices that were not being heard. So they founded Blue Star Families as a way to empower families and to help them thrive as they serve. So I mentioned two programs. I want to get to the list of all the other programs that we have. Blue Star Summer, if you go on to our website, you'll find more information about our summer program. There's a fun like virtual bingo that you can participate in with some prizes, as well as we're doing a summer camp for kids. The last week is going to be August 14th for that summer camp. The Blue Star Parks, if you haven't already done so, I encourage you to go ahead and download a Passport app. It's with the National Park Trust and Blue Star Families. Great app. Obviously, during COVID right now, you probably haven't visited many national parks. Tours that we've done. I've personally hosted a tour to White Sands, New Mexico, as well as the Katmai National Park and Preserve in Alaska. So we've had members all over join us for these virtual events. In addition to that, we have our Blue Star museums. Now, of course, because of COVID, those are currently on hold. Anybody love books? I mentioned Blue Star Books. Blue Star Books fosters our love of reading among our military children. And you can actually look out for virtual book clubs as well that we have. More to come on that. Blue Star Neighbors. With Blue Star Families, anyone can be a Blue Star family member. And so our civilian counterparts are what we consider our Blue Star neighbors. So everyone can support military families. Blue Star Careers. We want to close the gap for our military spouse employment. So what we've done is we've created a career portal called Spouse Force to enable military spouses to connect with military-friendly employment opportunities and gain access to free career training. The Military Family Lifestyle Survey, this is a survey that we do every year. It's a big annual survey. It is the largest and most comprehensive survey of its kind. Here's just a little snapshot from the 2019 Military Family Lifestyle Survey. This was the top 5 issues ranked. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about the military spouse one, as you can see on here. Military spouse employment was number 1. And again, that's why we have Spouse Force and we create these programs based off of the feedback that we get. The amount of time away from family, dependent children's education, military family stability, and the lack of military career controls. So I think these are really important topics, important issues that were brought up by military families. We had over 11,000 respondents that took this survey. We also discovered that 40% of our military families didn't feel a sense of belonging in their local community. And to us, that's not okay. We really want to bolster a sense of belonging, thus our inclusiveness with our Blue Star neighbors and civilian partners. So here's a couple pictures. You might notice and recognize this tall gentleman picture with me. This is Travis Kelce from the Kansas City Chiefs. Super Bowl champions, all that other good stuff. We were able to give out some sleep number beds together. So it's just great opportunities that we can do to bring in corporations and other even small businesses that come in and want to do and support our military families. You see pictured here, there's a good friend of mine. Because of COVID, she's a face painter, but because of COVID, she hasn't been able to do face paint. So she started hosting virtual paint parties for us. We brought in artists, but we really can do so much more partnering with our neighbors. So it's really important to connect. So anyone is welcome to connect with us. Now, obviously with COVID, we had to find out a way to provide that support and information to our military families swiftly. So we provided virtual town halls. We also conducted weekly pain point polls. Once you become a member, you can definitely have access and really kind of take a deep dive to see the results of those polls. I think you might find it interesting. This was all done in partnership with the Association of Defense Communities, of course, presented by Booz Allen Hamilton. So there's more to find out on our website. And I keep talking about membership and I keep talking about our website. So here it is, bluestarfam.org. And I want you to know you belong here. So go ahead and you can sign up if you're not already a member. It's really simple. Go to this website and click that join button and you'll complete the information on there. You'll start receiving our emails. You start getting updates from us. In addition to creating an email, completing this form as far as a login, you want to log in and create a username on the actual website itself. And that's where you'll get access to more of the perks, which I'm going to show you a little bit more here, and the program. So you'll be able to really kind of click on the links and find out exactly how you can gain access to all of these freebies. So some of the most popular ones, of course, I know a lot of members love Headspace. This is free to our military families. Caribou is another really good one, especially if you have kids, with family members that are either deployed or all over the world, which, I mean, being military, that's been my whole life. Family is always everywhere. But if you have kids that are younger, these are great to look into. So there are many more. You have to have that login created on the website in order to really dive into that. So just because you join as a member, you have to also create a username. So those of you that are on Facebook, I definitely want to recommend that you follow us on Facebook. In addition to seeing our events on our website and what's upcoming on the website and getting those emails, you can also find out a lot of information. Here's our national page that I'm showing you right now on Facebook. You just go to Blue Star Families. Every chapter has their own page as well on Facebook. You can like and follow those as well. But I recommend that you go and like and follow the main national page no matter where you're at. You can click on the events tab and you can see a list of the events. Actually today, it is Happy Friendship Day. It's Friendship Day. I didn't know, but so Happy Friendship Day to all of you fellow caregivers and fellow rock stars out there. Blue Star Families, our team does a really great job of sharing information and also reminding you to love on yourself and to take care of yourself a little bit, little tips. There are also many groups on Facebook. encourage you to join those groups. We talked a little bit about Spouse Force. We do have some wonderful career managers that are available and they work nationwide. But this is one of their groups. So if you're not looking at it, it's facebook.com/groups/BSF Spouse Force. Or if you're on Facebook, just search Spouse Force. You can also join Spouse Force and register when you click the join button to become a member. It gives you an option to join just Blue Star Families or to join Blue Star Families as well as complete your Spouse Force profile. So you can do both at the same time. The book club that I talked about. So there's an adult book club that we have on Facebook. Blue Star Book Club is what you'll search on there and you'll find that. So we have virtual book club, we have virtual coffee connections. We do a lot virtually, of course, right now, but the book club is one. So I wanted to make sure I highlighted that. For those of you interested in volunteering and being Rockstar volunteers, as you know, you don't have to be in a chapter location in order to volunteer. Like Nalidi was saying, she has definitely done a wonderful job, a phenomenal job of highlighting Blue Star family members out there and bringing the programs and resources out to her community. So those of you that are not in a chapter, what you'll be blessed to do is you get to work with our lovely Kate and Leah. They are two wonderful staff members. I personally had an opportunity to work with them for 3 years before coming on as a staff. So there are things that you can do. There are even virtual opportunities, virtual ways that you can volunteer right now. Of course, after COVID, there'll be more in-person volunteer things that you can do. To become a volunteer, you will have to apply and create that. You'll have to create like your registration for it. So complete your registration for that on our website, bluestarfam.org, and then there's a volunteer button. So you'll be able to see all of that. So as I mentioned, Blue Star Families is nationwide. We have a total of 12 Blue Star family chapters across the nation, and we have over 200 Blue Star communities. So I know many of you are in those communities. Here, a picture of all of our other chapter directors. I didn't want to leave them out of this wonderful presentation. So you can see here their areas where they're located. Feel free to reach out to any one of them. Feel free to reach out to me. Again, I'm the one that's in Missouri. I didn't put Missouri on mine because I'm here today. However, I know all of the chapters are looking forward to kind of connecting with all of our members. We want to do what we can to reach and help. All right, so those 3 things: belonging, connecting, and sharing. So remember, you belong here, right? So you belong. It doesn't matter if you are a military spouse, if you're the one who serves, if you're still active duty, like everyone military affiliated, past, present, it doesn't matter. You are more than welcome to join. Okay, civilian neighbors as well. So you don't have to be military affiliated to be part of Blue Star Families. The second thing is connecting. So I really want you to connect, obviously connect as a volunteer, connect and join and become a member, connect us to individuals who, that might be interested in joining Blue Star Families. So just do what you can to connect. We want to make sure that you're connected. And on sharing, so share and your feedback, share your stories. We love to hear your stories. Definitely share your perspective. So when that military family lifestyle survey comes out, we're going to highly encourage all of you to please take that survey because your voice really matters. It helps us to advocate. So share what you've learned here today. Share any information. If there's individuals that you think would be great for me to connect with, partners. We work a lot with a lot of large organizations, a lot of large corporations, as well as the small ones as well. And you don't have to, I know I've been asked, someone has said, well, if I'm not in Missouri, but I have a corporation or a company that wants to support military families, can they still contact you and work through Blue Star Families to support the community? Absolutely. So definitely share my information. And here it is for you again. I know you're going to put it in the chat. But again, my name is Tusambra. I do go by Ty Kimes, and I am just so thrilled that I could tie you in to the Blue Star family community today. So thank you.
Thank you for coming in and doing that awesome presentation. We don't have any questions at this time, but we did have a few people mention they love your organization. They love being involved with Blue Star Families. So we're so glad that you were able to make it and come do a presentation on your services. So like I said, we don't have any questions at this time. I did post your contact information and the website in the chat. So if anyone wants to follow up with you, they have that information. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Ty. And sometimes resources come after we voice our issues or concerns. Here to share an opportunity for military caregivers and family members to provide their service needs and quality of life information to Congress is Jessie Swell. Thank you, Ms. Jessie, for joining us. Tell us how we can support this study.
Okay, so I think there's a presentation for us to show.